Hi there, today I am going to show you 2 ways to blind bake. Blind baking is basically just pre-baking your pie crust before filling it. The reason we want to do this is because if we don't blind bake the pie crust, it won't get a chance to cook and get golden brown and flaky. Instead it'll be kind of soft and chewy. The first method we'll show you how to blind bake without weights. This is called docking the pie crust. Start by putting the pastry over the pie tin. Now I'm not going to push it in, I'm going to ease it in, otherwise you stretch it and some parts will get thinner than others. It's much easier this way, and then just ease it in gently so it's nice and fitted into those flutes all around. Now I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to dock it, and this will just help it in baking to get a little bit more crisp. When you are done docking, throw your pastry shell into a preheated 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 10 minutes or until golden. Let them cool down and they're ready to use. Now a safer method for success in blind baking is to weigh the crust down with pie weights. You need to take your pastry sheet, I am using a short crust pastry that has just been prepared, and lay it flat on your cutting board. Then, using your pie tin as a guide, cut the pastry into pieces that are slightly larger than the tin itself. A good idea is to cut a small piece of pastry off one of these sheets and roll into a ball. This will help when it comes to pushing the pastry right into the tin. Now, using your thumbs, gently press the pastry into the tin. Lightly dust the inside of the pastry shell, and then using the ball of pastry, push the pastry right into the fluted edges of the tin. Using a pair of scissors, trim off the excess pastry, but make sure you do leave an overhang. Once all your shells are trimmed, allow them to rest for a few minutes to allow the pastry to relax. For the baking process, line each tin with a piece of greaseproof paper. Now it's time to fill with baking beans. You do not necessarily need to buy expensive baking beans. I simply use out-of-date pulses, such as leftover rice or lentils. Fill the shells with the beans and make sure you press down firmly to ensure that as much as the greaseproof paper as possible contacts the inside of the tart shelf. Bake at 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. Then after 35 minutes, remove from the oven, take the baking beans out and then return to the oven for a further 5 minutes. Remove from the oven and allow to cool. When cool, take a knife and trim the shells flush with the tin. The finished shells can be filled for something such as a meat pie or a tart. They can also be used for baking again, for something like a quiche. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more cooking and baking help, check out our website at goodfoodtoeat.com, or you can find a link to all of our online cooking classes in the description below.